Ms. Barnes,
Present.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Here.
Mrs. Broadway,
Here.
Mr. Vasquez,
Here.
and Mr. Parker.
Here.
Thank you. Now we will have the pledge by East Broadway Elementary second graders. If you would like to participate, please stand. So cute. Thank you so much, East Broadway Elementary second graders. Dr. Durant, can you please state the mission and vision?
Yes, TPS mission is to produce competitive college and career-ready graduates through rigorous curriculum across all grade levels by implementing Ohio Learning Standard with fidelity. Our vision statement strives to be an integrated school district whose graduates are college and career ready. Thank you.
Thank you. For section 2 presentations, I would like to turn it over to Dr. Durant.
Yes, I will turn it over to Ms. Mazer.
Good evening. We have several fun and exciting presentations for this evening. The first being a recap of the Kid Mayor, Kid Council initiative. TPS and Washington local students have worked together for the past year as members of the first ever Kid Mayor and Kid Council, representing the city of Toledo. The students have traveled the city, learned more about city government, made new friends, and had lots of fun. Tonight, representatives from the first ever Kid Mayor and Kid Council are here to share their legislative recommendations they've made to City Council, along with Gretchen DeBacher, and I'm not sure who else is from the city here with you, and Amari, to show what they've shared with the city. So welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting us. Amari, up here to the PowerPoint, I think. Patty, is it here? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. My name is Gretchen DeBecker. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications for the City of Toledo. We have a couple of our Kid Council and Kid Mayor participants for this year. It was our inaugural year. The kids were very simply outstanding. It was an amazing year. We had the best time with these young folks, fourth graders last year, fifth graders now. At the end of this, we will explain some dates that we have for this coming year. Applications for the 2023-2024 school year for fourth graders are beginning to be accepted February 6th. So we're excited. So first up, and then I'm going to have the other students come up. We're missing a few students, so please forgive for a little disjointed this afternoon. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Haley Dixon, and I would like to give a huge thank you to the following people. Thank you Toledo Public Schools and Washington Local Schools, HRC, Toledo Police Department, Toledo Fire and Rescue, Toledo Mud Hens, Engage Toledo, Arts Commission, Metro Parks Toledo, Department of Public Utilities, Toledo City Council, and Mayor Cabbage's office. We had so much fun with all of you, and we will not forget everything you taught us.
We had a couple highlights we just wanted to go over. Brooklyn, who is our next fourth grader, couldn't be here tonight. Essentially, we had 4 outings with the students at a variety of different topics. We visited the City of Toledo water treatment plant. We visited the Engage Toledo office over at 420 Madison and did a scavenger hunt through downtown Toledo to learn all about City Toledo and city services. We visited a Mud Hens game and had the Arts Commission, the Metro Parks, and the Mud Hens provide information about community public-private partnerships, and they got lots of swag at that meeting. Then we went to the Toledo Fire Station in East Toledo and met with police. They got to see a drone, which drew attention even from the fire truck away. Pet a canine, see how they train the canine, getting an ambulance, a fire truck, police car. That was a very popular night because we also had pizza. And then we had a meeting back in the mayor's office with city council members and did a presentation to council on some policy ideas that the kids came up with throughout the year. And so our next couple students are going to talk about what their policy recommendations are And next up is Michael.
Hello, my name is Michael Aiken. I proposed a 1% tax initiative for the environment. For every hour you volunteer to pick up litter, you get $5 off your taxes. This way, people can decide how much they want to help. Many people feel good about picking up trash and litter, so this policy lets them decide how much work they would like to do. Hopefully, it will motivate people to do good.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Cushland, and I propose that residents of Toledo can help to monitor water quality and provide information back to the city. Simple devices and tools are available that would allow residents to help us monitor water quality. Create a way for residents to do this on our website. Provide tools. Everyone should care about the water quality. This is a simple way for people to take a look at the water sources around their homes and take control over the monitoring of them.
Our next student, Elliot Worthington, also couldn't be here tonight, but the last idea of the environmental policy group was to increase fines. Oh, there's Evelyn. Okay, Evelyn, you're next. Increase fines for people that dump or who litter. Next up is Evelyn Bush, who is a Toledo Public School student and also our kid mayor. And so she's going to talk about the last idea of the environmental policy group, and that's a
Trash parade.
trash parade.
Hello, and first off, I'd like to thank the TPS Board of Education for giving us their time to listen to me and my peers' ideas. My idea is a trash parade. It's combining fun parades and picking up trash, which will help the environment and us, basically. Yeah. There will be music, there will be dancing, pretty much everything that you would normally find in a parade, but instead of throwing out candy or something like that, everyone's picking up trash. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kaylee Simmons, and I am proposing that you should not own a gun until you're 35 years old. Kids should not have access to guns. When you are 35, you need to be trained to how to use a gun safely. Guns have to be locked up when not used. Older people are more mature and should be able to follow rules better. I am hoping that there will be less shootings.
Hello, I am Taj Bannister. I am proposing that safety education is provided in school and students practice ways to be safe. Safe is a source weapon stored, how to safely handle a gun, stop, drop, and roll, stranger danger, family communication on safety. And I am proposing that we all families to live in or buy abandoned or run down houses for a really low price. They would be requested to fix up the properties and take care of the yard.
That was our last slide. Thank you all so much for your time. Like I said, we will be going into schools beginning February 6th to the 13th, accepting applications for the 2023-2024 school year. One of the things we heard from the families and students this year is they wanted to meet with us more. So we are doing, instead of quarterly, we're meeting with them 6 times next year. They wanted these 2 additional times to meet with each other. I think as Dr. Durant mentioned at the council meeting, it's so they can get to know each other. They're all from different schools. Most of them are from different schools and obviously different school districts. So we're going to take those additional 2 meetings as time for them to interact with one another and continue some of the learning that we did this year. So thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
Can we please get a picture with you, amazing mayor and city council?
Next, we will hear from Ashley Yoakum from the TPS Foundation. She's here tonight to talk about the Creative Impact Grants.
Excuse me, just 1 second. No, we're going to go a little bit out of order a little bit because we have amazing youth here. We want to pour into them while we have the chance, and our board was so moved by your presentation and we wanted you to hear some words.
Thank you, Madam President. What generally happens is that we get presentations, and because it's kind of late in the evening, then our presenters leave and they don't get to hear feedback from the board members. So we're a little out of order, but here's what I wanted to say is that I was very taken by the presentation. After each of you talked, I wanted to clap, but that was out of order. So I know we had to wait till each of you made your presentation. You all did a fantastic job. I wanted to clap so hard, but I had to hold back. And I think everybody felt that way. And to the city of Toledo, the sponsors, this is a wonderful thing. It's a great thing. It's something that we as board members have talked about, how to promote citizenship, how to promote the kind of things that we do. And for you to be here to do this really makes us feel about the work that we do and government officials do as being important. And so it was just wonderful to hear. And I thank you very much for coming.
Well, I would like to echo that. I want to congratulate all of you on a very successful year. What an honor it is for you to come here and present to the board members. We are huge fans of student voice. And so for us to hear your ideas, and we're in good hands for the future. We're in really good hands. I'm so glad that you're here. And I look forward to picking up trash during the first parade. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to tell you how great you were before everyone gets up to go and we get on with our business. It seems like you might be busy with this presentation, right? How many different places are you giving this presentation? And you can find out what it's like for council and mayor and people on different boards to get around into the community. So we really appreciate you spending part of your evening with us today, and we are all with you and hoping for that snow day tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your evening, okay?
So you will hear a lot of the same things said because I think appreciation has a certain language. And so we are absolutely excited about your presentation and the things that you shared with us, to the city, to the sponsors, to our kid mayor and council. Phenomenal job, phenomenal work. And your ideas are not in vain because they come from genuine eyes and ears. And so we appreciate you. We salute and celebrate you. Thank you again for an awesome presentation.
I just want to say you did an amazing job. I mean, I was taking notes on how to be a better presenter from you all. Board member Vasquez said he wanted to clap after every presentation. So I want to take this time now to give you a big round of applause. Can you join me? Thank you so much. So hopefully you can go home and have a snow day. And thank you for coming out.
No pressure, Dr. Duran.
That's what I'm saying. Not at all. Dr. Duran.
We're looking at you. Okay, Ms. Major, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you. I apologize for speaking too soon there, but now we will hear from Ashley about the Creative Impact Grants. Creative Impact Grant Program is designed to enable teachers to bring innovative and exciting ideas, techniques, and resources into the classroom. Ashley is here tonight to announce this year's grant recipients and to share an overview of the projects.
Thank you so much for having us here tonight. I really appreciate it. I promise we won't take up too much time. We have some amazing grants that we are awarding. Thrilled about how many student groups have also prepared proposals this year and were accepted. We had over 70 Creative Impact grants submitted this year. Of those, only 14 were selected. Now, granted, yes, that is a low amount. We wish we could have more. Our budget only allows currently for $25,000 of our budget to go towards Creative Impact grants. So here's my pitch. Anybody can donate to the TPS Foundation and restrict their dollars for Creative Impact grants so we can award more next year. I made it a priority this year to go out and speak to some student groups. So again, I'm super excited how many student groups we have. So pretty much everyone is here that was awarded. So I'm going to go through the presentation. They're going to step on up, kind of give a brief overview of their Creative Impact grant, and then we'll go from there.
Hi there, my name is Heather Hughes. I'm a speech language pathologist at Burndale, and we wanted to target our students with special learning needs and give them some academic and career readiness experience through real life experiences and how to learn and social skills and language and communication skills in real world settings. And so we have a program that we're going to be able to start called Bulldogs Brewing Baristas. And we are going to have a student managed coffee cart. We ordered all the supplies that we need: aprons, hairnets, gloves. We have a cash register that will allow us to differentiate instruction because you can upload pictures. So for some of our non-readers, they'll be able to also participate in running the cash register, greeting customers. We also have we're going to use Nespresso pods because they're color coded. So we're thinking about just, again, differentiating that instruction and running that through our school. Our teachers and our staff love coffee, so we think it's going to be very successful. We're very excited to get it started. And I just want to thank everyone from the foundation for approving it. And I can't wait to report back how it all went. So thank you so much.
So hello, this is Art Smarts from Woodward, and I don't know what to say. So we're gonna use the money for our grant. It's for like a hygiene product we've been thinking of. So basically, in our school, there's been many students who we may not know the reason of, but some students just don't have hygiene products. So we want to supply them at Woodward, and so that's all I can say.
We know students need hygiene products. It's been like a problem at Woodward, and we hear the student, and Smarts came up with a solution, and we applied for the grant. We want to thank you guys for the grant, and this will really help Woodward. Anybody else? Thank you.
Before the next person come, just know, do not leave. We're getting a big group picture with everyone. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to try.
Hello, good evening. I'm advisor from Young Women of Excellence from Wade High School chapter. And we started about 5 years ago, a closet to provide clothing, hygiene products, school supplies for our students who are in need. And we actually have a designated room. Students can go in anytime to take what they need without being judged by other students. And we started about 5 years ago, and we have raised funds on our own. We have our career teachers help us to construct the rods so we can put clothes and whole bunch of stuff, but we are in need of additional material, so that's why we applied this grant. And so we will be buying some shoes, socks, and school supplies, and organization tubs and hygiene products, and we are very excited to get addition of those rolling racks so we can change our clothes out in seasons. And thank you so much for for us getting that donations. Thank you. The grant.
Hi, I'm Samantha O'Brien. I am an intervention specialist over at Beverly Elementary, and I am using my grant money to start a program called the Walking Classroom. So this is a way that students will have their own individual Walkman or iPods so that they can listen to different podcasts as we go on 30-minute brisk walks. So they have different, already over 160 podcasts uploaded into this Walkman so that they can listen to either science related, social studies related, health related, whatever we're working on in the classroom. And we will take walks outside to get their endorphins moving right away in the room, and then we'll come back and have group discussions. I have also partnered with other community businesses within our neighborhood, such as like Smoking Olive, Plate 21, Wixies, them, so that we are having incentives for students that have come to everyone per month that we can end our walk there, that they can have some kind of incentive to come every day and boost attendance. And then we will have our discussion in a community business so that we are reaching out to our community members as well. In this way, we are just having kind of an innovative classroom somewhere else rather than inside a building, and getting students more interested of working together and having those discussions. So thank you for the opportunity and the money. I truly appreciate it.
Good evening. We are not the Ability Center. I am Amy Allen, Chief of Student Supports, and Jeff Griffith, our lead counselor, is here with me. We are representing the Student Supports team, and we will be using the Creative Impact Grant to purchase a therapy dog that we will begin using in the district. So Mr. Griffith has some counselors that have committed to be the handlers, and we are jumping into this adventure with our first therapy dog and hope to replicate that as we move forward.
This summer, in this new position, Mr. Gant said, Griffin, I want you to work on looking for a therapy dog. I didn't realize there was so much into that process. We are not getting a therapy dog per se, though. This is a facility dog that does therapy. Our dog will be a TPS employee owned by the board, similar to like a canine dog would be used. It's not owned by a certain person, like a teacher. It's owned by the school district. I hope to increase the amount of facility dogs in the district, for each learning community. The primary handler for our first facility dog is Miss Uhas, who's at Chase Elementary and also at Old Orchard. We then have secondary handlers at other elementaries also assigned. Again, the difference here is that these dogs are TPS owned. The handlers get trained. The dogs are trained for 2 years through the Ability Center. They are trained specifically for working in schools. So that's the little bit difference between the facility dogs and just a therapy dog that a person might have. We do have a therapy dog that is trained at Raymer. It's with a teacher, Mrs. Kitchen. The problem there, though, is that it's assigned to her, so it's hard for counselors or anyone else to use that therapy dog. So I think this process is going to keep moving on.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jackie Tapper. I'm the Library Media Specialist at Bowsher High School. And what I want to purchase, you can see pictured there, are some of the Sphero Rover robotic vehicles. And these are designed for grades 6 through 12 to use for STEM activities and programming. The students will be able to use the Sphero app on their phone, a tablet, or their Chromebook to do programming for the vehicles. So they have different options, lots of things they'll be able to use. They have color and light sensors, they change speed and direction, they go over various patterns and terrain, and they can perform various tasks. Programming robots allows for differentiation, each student working at their level or with a partner, also collaborative learning, and they can participate at their own skill level. The robots will be housed in the library and will be available to science and technology classes, special ed classes, or any classes that would like to borrow them. Thank you.
Cynthia over at Hawkins STEM Academy was not able to make it tonight. They have an event actually going on at Hawkins currently, but she is working on her STEM garden. Last year, she also received a grant, a little bit different, but in regards to plants and so forth. So we're very excited for this one to see this year. Jackie Morris also could not make it this evening. Hers is also robotics, so very excited to go into the classroom, and I hope to be in everyone's classroom to see these in the near future.
Good evening. I'm Shannon Carter, school counselor at Stewart Academy, but tonight I am WOA advisor, Mrs. Carter, and I have two advisors with me, Kaya Collins and Kelly Kanapke, who's a teacher, and Kaya happens to be one of our behavioral health partners. So we are all working together with our WOA chapter in creating a podcast. This year we were using borrowed equipment. So when the opportunity came for this grant, we took it so that we could have our own equipment in our school building to be able to do it more frequently. So we do thank the foundation and the board for selecting us for this grant. The girls are absolutely in love with the programs that we are doing right now. They have 3 recorded episodes. 2 are edited, one's an editing process. So when we get our own equipment, we'll be able to have it more frequently. The girls pick the topics on their own. They create the questions if they're interviewing a guest. They create everything with the episodes that are published. I do want to say, give a quick disclaimer, they do have one great episode on cafeteria food, so please don't take it personally. Don't take it personally, but do listen and take notes. So the next episode we'll be interviewing a cosmetologist, so they're excited about that one. And we're just having a lot of fun learning a lot of things. We talk about being college and career ready. So this is preparing them for their future, whatever that road may be. We have some who want to be lawyers, but this is giving them the opportunity for public speaking. They were so nervous at first, but now I don't even need to sit there on the mics with them. They're doing it all on their own and forget to introduce me sometimes. So, but they're doing a wonderful job developing that public speaking, being able to be spontaneous, being the leaders that they were created to be. So we thank you for this opportunity.
Hi, I'm Amy Laudenslager. I am the yearbook advisor at Rogers. This is my 9th year there. I absolutely love being the yearbook advisor there. When I walked in 9 years ago, I inherited quite a mess in the technology department. I had 11 computers that are now down to 4. I had no cameras. Principal Neely always says, how do you make a yearbook without cameras? I'm creative. Thank goodness for cell phones, but there are some things cell phone cameras can't do. So that is my biggest purchase. I would like to buy several cameras, give my students the experience of using real photography equipment, as well as purchasing some graphic design software. Our VCD program at Rogers is absolutely amazing, and they work with us really, really well. But I'd like to give my students the chance to kind of create their own vision in our room on our time, and just see the vision of the theme of the yearbook that they are designing. Those are my 2 biggest things. Just really upgrading the technology for the yearbook, bringing my students just kind of up to a modern look, and just really pushing that the it's called the Rogerian, just in case anyone doesn't know, that's the name of our yearbook. We just want to bring that up and really be competitive. There's contests with photography and even a yearbook that we can submit to, and I would just really like to get ours up and bring it up a few more levels to make it competitive and exciting for the kids. So thank you for giving us the opportunity and choosing us.
Melissa Hansen also could not be here this evening. They are going to be creating a mural out at Pickett outside of the lunchroom, so very excited to see that as well. That'll be in the works.
Hi, I'm Deborah Becker. I am the current assistant band director at Start High School. So this low-key kind of started as a joke because it actually started during band camp, and I was taking a day to fit my drum line for their harnesses. And it's a whole thing with the harnesses that we have because they're really old and they're made for one size person. And so I lean over to Lauren and I think I said something cheeky or passive aggressive towards the harnesses. I'm not really sure, but I remember thinking, hey, we should look at some money for this. So when she came into my classroom the other day and she was like, Miss Becker, we have money. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, I did this thing. And I was like, oh no. And I looked and it was great because I applied for this grant and I had no idea. She didn't even tell me. So it was funny because I got Ashley's email and she's like, please tell me what this grant is for. And I'm like, that's really funny that you say that because I don't know. So I'm going to turn it over to Lauren and let her explain.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm a junior at Start High School, and music has just been a really big part of my life, and I love sharing it with other people, and I think that everybody should have access to it because I do think it impacts everything, like from communication to collaborative and just learning overall. And obviously our harnesses weren't fitting everyone properly, and I just thought instead of complaining about it, maybe I should try to change it. And so I filled in the grant. I was on send, and then I got the congratulations email, and this is where I am now. And I would just like to say thank you guys so much because this is making a huge impact.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Burning. I'm the art teacher at Wallbridge Elementary. I applied for a yearbook club. So we found back 3 or 4 years ago that our students really wanted a yearbook, but they couldn't afford them always. And it came to the point where we had 2 kids order a yearbook and we had to cancel the order. So our awesome principal decided that she was going to start making her own. And she did that for 3 years, and that's a huge task. So I volunteered this year to help her. And I have put together a team of 7 students. They had to apply for the position. They had to have their teachers sign that they were getting good grades. So these are the top kids. And they are going to get cameras to actually be able to use to take the pictures. They're going to get all of the accessories that we need to go with it, the straps, the little cards, and we're going to get the backdrop to take actual portraits of our students to create a whole yearbook. And then we'll be able to pass them out for free. So I wanted to say thank you guys so much. Our students themselves are really going to appreciate this because they'll have something tangible for the school year. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Erin Clinton. I'm the art teacher at McKinley STEM Academy. And for the last few months, we've been working with the local photographer and award-winning filmmaker, Christy Frank, who is, she has been published with National Geographic. She's made her own films. She's just absolutely amazing. And it was really important to Christy to get cameras into the hands of our students to make sure that there is future equal representation in the media. So we've been working with Christy. She's also a conservationist and very passionate about the environment. And she, one of her films has been about the piping plovers that were here out at Maumee Bay. So she has been working with them and conducting point counts of birds at McKinley STEM Academy campus. And then also we've been taking them over to Woodlawn Cemetery for that. To conduct point counts over there, and then they've been comparing and contrasting what they found. They've been documenting this all with the cameras, with the DSLR cameras, learning about cameras with Christy and myself. And they want to be able to present that information to the public. So you'll all be invited to that soon when we get that together. But we also wanted to have a spirit wear t-shirt. We're a uniform school. So to have that spirit wear is huge for them. And then we also want to have like a small reception for them when we hopefully exhibit this in the future, probably at the museum or the library or something as well. So we're going to get their prints printed out. We're going to have t-shirts and hopefully a small reception for those students. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
And that is all. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And we're very excited for this year. Thank you.
Do you want to go ahead and get a picture, or we want to have comments? Nope. Okay. So we're going to try to get into a picture. Let's go.
Now we would like to celebrate School Board Member Appreciation Month, honoring the dedication of our school board members. School board members exemplify local citizen control and decision-making in education. They volunteer hundreds of hours and an immeasurable amount of energy to ensure that our schools are providing the best education possible for the children of our community. School board members make important decisions that impact students across our district. They understand our community's unique issues, values, culture, and circumstances. They are elected to establish the policies that provide the framework for our schools in Toledo, Ohio. Tonight, we thank the dedicated members of the Board of Education. We salute you for your dedication to our students, our staff members, our families, and our community. We applaud your vision and your voice to help shape a better tomorrow for Toledo Public Schools and all students across Ohio. We have a few gifts here for you, one being from Erin Clinton's, did she leave? There she is, from her class. All right, and while you all enjoy your gifts, we do have one more bit of business, and that is to recognize our retirees. If any of the retirees are here this evening, please come forward and walk around the dais and shake hands and be congratulated. Susan M. Braymeyer, Senior Director of Testing, retiring with 30 years of service. Leanne Greer, Radio Operator in Transportation, 30 years and 3 months of service. Pamela Ferguson, Router in Transportation, 34 years and 10 months of service. Christopher Grill, he is a truck driver and storekeeper, 37 years, 10 months of service, for a total of 131 years and 5 months of service to Toledo Public Schools.
Thank you, Ms. Mazur. Now we'll go to section 3, which is our community comments. I'll turn it over to the treasurer.
The board values the input of citizens and community members regarding all aspects of the district. The board understands that education is the center of all community issues and activities, and that input is important because it allows the board to hear all views on all matters. In order to ensure a quality public comment portion during board meetings, all citizens and community members who are scheduled to speak before the board shall abide by these general rules. 1, each speaker has 3 minutes unless modified by the board president. 2, the time will be displayed for the speaker and the public to see. The treasurer will announce when time has expired. 3, any questions that speakers would like responses to should be submitted in writing, and the board president will secure answers within a reasonable time frame, normally 7 to 10 days, depending on the amount of research required to provide a comprehensive response and the time-sensitive nature of the question. 4, board members will not engage in policy dialogue with speakers, but will use their established committee format to have substantive dialogue. The public comment section is the opportunity for the board to listen to all citizens and community members and make contact with speakers following the meeting for individual feedback and questions. The general guidelines are established as a way to provide the maximum opportunity for board members to listen to citizens and community members and provide an organized and structured procedure for feedback that will help our students and families.
Thank you. I would like to invite Ms. Sue Stressel, a member of Historic Liberty High School Centennial Alliance, to come speak.
okay. I think it's okay. Yeah. Thank you, school board, for letting me come and make a couple of announcements. Congratulations on your 175th anniversary, and Libby's centennial is 100 this year. And even though the school is gone, there's still a lot of Libby spirit out there. Have a little 1926. I couldn't find a 1923 crystal, but here's a historic crystal. And we like to always mention Edward Drummond Libby, who was such a great philanthropist for our city and also served on the school board. Libby groups have formed a little bit of an alliance to make sure that we have a nice program to celebrate the 100 years. We will be asking you to use the campus on September 11th, because that is the actual day of the opening of Libby High School, where 16,000 residents showed up for that wonderful occasion. We have been meeting at the Toledo Heights Library, and the next is February 6th at 2 o'clock, and you're all invited to go, of course. We have always celebrated Mr. Libby's birthday on April 17th. We've given out some crystal awards named after the school paper. Various people that have kept the name of Libby alive have been honored by that. There's also now a Florence Scott Libby 5K run that is provided by the Roadrunners in Toledo. There's also an all-class picnic, which you know about, and that's about it. It's February 6th at 2 p.m. at Toledo Heights Library. You're all invited to say Libby forever. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now we'll move on to section 4, our organizational input. We have our wonderful student representation here by Miss Aaliyah Lipkins. She is an 11th grader from AFSCME Natural Science Technology Center. You have the floor, Miss Aaliyah.
Okay, hi, I'm Leah Lipkins. I am from ANSAT and I'm part of the Smarts Committee over at ANSAT. So this year we have been, and last year, we have been focused on two things, like two projects that we've been doing. One is our club day and the other is our Smart Show. So I'm going to start with the club day. So we have this thing where we cut our days short. Well, our class is short for half the day. So then the other half of the day, we have these clubs that the students can pick up from and that they can like interact with each other, since our school is like really small and we go by like grades. So we really don't have any interaction with each other. And we actually have one coming up in February actually. So that would be like really good. Next is our Smart Show. So a lot of schools in Smarts, they have been focusing on like hygiene and stuff, and that's like really what we were going for. We have our shelf contained of things like clothes, deodorant, shoes, like anything that a student would be like scared to ask for anybody, they can just like go in there and they can grab it. I actually brought some stuff from our shelf so we can show you like a couple of stuff that we have. Okay, so I brought some pants to show you guys, like just a little lookout of things that we have, like just regular clothes. I also brought a shirt. I have some socks, and then we are doing spray deodorant instead of like roll-on deodorant, since they don't have to like take it home. They can just go in there, they can spray it just so they can use it. And another thing that like we're having a problem on is our feminine products, like our pads or tampons. We're like running out of that like really quick because the girls like really use them all and stuff. So we're like having a problem on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking up space. Next, we will have our Union TAAP representative, Mr. Leo Ramirez. Thank you, Mr. Ramirez. We don't have any other organizational representation this evening. So now we will go to section 5, which is comments by the board. Board Member Vasquez.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to continue on the theme that Mr. Ramirez brought up. One of the things about being on the FACE committee is we go around, we talk to student voice regularly. And it's amazing that every time we talk, it's students looking out for students. If we could get that kind of caring amongst the adult population, we'd be a lot better world for it. It's striking that when students have a project, that the projects that they choose are first to take care of their fellow students. So I agree with you, and I really appreciate that. And I think the presentations were impressive. It is what makes us proud. You know, they're our future, and sometimes I think maybe they ought to quicken up and take the place of some of the things that are going on right now with some adults. On the other subject, I've already told Dr. Durant at my age, I can't stand the suspense of whether it's going to be a snow day or not. My heart won't take it at this age, Dr. Durant. So I'm just saying, I'm not advocating on anybody's behalf, Mrs. Mazur. So I promised I would say something, so I did.
Board Member Ms. Barwick.
Madam President, thank you so much. Goodness, there's a lot to talk about, I think, tonight. So go down the list. East Broadway students, I love seeing the Pledge of Allegiance by our students, and so I thank them for that tonight. The Kid Mayor and City Council, I think we've spoken about that, but just wow, right? Their ideas, you would think that they are just no-brainers, but it takes children to kind of bring those great ideas to fruition, right? And so now it's up to the adults to like make it happen for them. The TPS Foundation Impact Grants, I am so proud to be a part of the TPS Foundation, and Ashley, you just do an amazing job getting out there and pushing those impact grants. And I'm always amazed. I should not be, because I know our staff is phenomenal, but I'm so amazed every time I see teachers come here and they talk about these great things, and the focus is always student-centered. And that is what makes me TPS proud. We have just great staff. Look at the ideas that they've brought forward, the students about the hygiene products, what you're talking about. I mean, those are common sense things that we should be doing day in and day out. And so thank you for bringing it to our attention. You know what? I would have never thought about spray deodorant, right? But it makes sense. It makes sense. So thank you to the TPS Foundation. I'd also like to congratulate the retirees, because again, without our staff members, we could not do what we do. They educate our children in this community day in and day out, and it's become more than just about education sometimes. There's a lot going on with our kids. I have to thank, well, first let me just mention Libby High School. Near and dear to my heart, my mom is a Libby grad, and so I hear all the time about not having the building there. And that was prior to me, though, just saying. And but I will certainly be involved in that process, and I've encouraged my mom to actually get involved as well. So I want to thank my colleagues and administration, and specifically Mrs. Mazur, for the phenomenal installation, which I lovingly call my coronation, to the Ohio School Board Association. And I have heard just rave reviews from colleagues from across the state about the installation. So I think we have set the tone for future installations. And what better way to have it than at the beautiful Scott High School in that auditorium. with some of my favorite people and having the students from Escuela saying the pledge in both English and Spanish. I'm still hearing from people across the state about our students and what they're doing. And even my granddaughter in her sassy little pink skirt, right? And then, of course, I thank my family because, my goodness, I couldn't do any of the things that I do without the support of my family. Okay, and then I do want to get to some reality things as opposed to just all the good stuff, which I love hearing about the good stuff. But we do have to focus on the legislative process going down in Columbus. So Senate Bill 1, we need to pay attention to. I know that that is a priority for the Senate down there, and that is referring to the State Board of Education and basically dismantling it and putting it in the hands of the governor. You know, I am obviously not a fan of that process. I think there's a way that you can do a little bit of both, and I would love to find the common ground there. I don't know if that will happen, but I think we elected members to the State Board of Education to do a job, and for the Senate and or the governor to come in and swoop in and take the responsibilities away from the State Board of Ed is taking away who I voted for, what I voted for. And I want those State Board of Ed members to do the job that I elected them to do. Senate Bill 11 is one that we definitely need to pay attention to. That is the voucher bill now. It would make an immediate impact. It starts in 23-24. It gets rid of the current Ed Choice Scholarship and the Cleveland Scholarship Program. It's pending in the Senate Ed Committee. The vouchers would be open for every single person, every single student to utilize. I am an advocate for student choice. I think student choice is a wonderful thing. I absolutely believe that public schools offer the most and truest school choice and educational opportunities. But when it comes to the vouchers, I look at it this way. Just like you pay your taxes for the common good, for police and fire departments, you do the same for public schools. It benefits everyone in our community. You do not get to take a portion of your tax dollars and pay for a private security firm for your own house, nor should you get to pay for school for your individual household with our taxpayer dollars. That is for the common good. And so I will be advocating against Senate Bill 11. We also have Senate Bill 14. That is something that we need to take a look at. It's kind of paying a little fast and furious with requirements for teachers. And so we need to take a look at that. I'm a little concerned about some of the statements that they're talking about in Senate Bill 14 about if you're in military, you only have to be in it for 48 months and then you could be eligible. Well, what does that mean? You know, anybody can be in the military, but our teachers go through such a rigorous process to get to that point. We need to be very careful and watch that Senate bill. Senate Bill 17 also is adding free market capitalism instruction into our financial literacy. So many things to talk about on that one, and there's just not enough time. So, but those are the top Senate bills that I think that we need to pay attention to. And then, of course, there's the biennial budget this year. And I look forward to seeing who is going to be on the House committees. So we all need to pay attention to that as well. And I certainly congratulate the House Speaker, who is not from our area, but I'm really excited that he is the House Speaker, and I look forward to working with him, House Speaker Senator Stevens. So I think that's all I have. Thank you so much.
Board Member Taylor Durkin.
Thank you, Madam President. I just really enjoy seeing the presentations that are from the winners of the Creative Impact Grants. The initiative that it takes for the teachers to go above and beyond and fund their passion projects is very impressive, and I'm also very thankful for the TPS Foundation for funding these passion projects. I would be remiss if I didn't say it hurt my heart a little bit that teachers have to compete in order to get cameras and harnesses and STEM materials and podcast equipment for their schools. So I would always put that pitch out there that if these things are important, then we should be able to find funding for them within our normal funding processes, because you shouldn't have to compete to do the right thing in your classrooms. These teachers did. They went above and beyond, and we have a very robust foundation to help us fill in those gaps, which I appreciate very much. The projects were impressive and very exciting. I would just say about the coronation or the installation of the president of the Ohio School Board Association, that, we, of course, were very proud of you, Chris, taking on that position. But the event itself was a testament to it was for the whole community. And when I looked around that room, not only in the room during the presentations, which it was really a nice event. I mean, we weren't like dying. Like sometimes we go to these events and we wish they were over or something. But it wasn't like that. It was very much worth our time and effort to hear everyone talk about how important Chris is to our community, and the fellowship that followed. I looked around and it really was a community event. And so, Chris, you brought the whole community together around your leadership, and that's more than just a job, right? That you're going to do a job for a year and then your time will be up. It was just a testament to the support that community has for this board and for the work that Chris does on behalf of students. So I was very TPS proud and Toledo proud of that event, and I just wanted to mention that. It was very cool.
Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to again reiterate congratulations to our KID Mayor and KID Council for their presentation. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share those comments while they were still here. I think for me, in my short time of sharing, Mrs. Broadway talked about student voice. And when she said that, it grabbed me, because we recognize in our district the power of the voice. And so I want to say to Aaliyah, thank you so much. I know you were nervous, but guess what? I'm nervous every time that I'm here. And sometimes you can have thoughts in your brain, and then when it's time to speak, none of it comes out. But you really stood with poise and just a genuineness. And so we salute and we celebrate you being here and being our representative for this month. Great job. Continue to do the great work. Not just the power of the voice, but the power of the hand. So not just verbally sharing, but being that assistant of students one to another. I think that is absolutely amazing that our students in our district work hard to help each other and to work together. These are challenging times. And so just the fact that we take time to hear our students and to listen to them and their ideas speaks volumes of where we are as a district and how we're moving forward as it relates to that. Because at the end of the day, articulated pain that is not heard becomes demonstrated pain seen. And so we do want to make sure that we have that voice to hear you and not just speak to you, but to listen to you as well. So, so many great presentations tonight. Also, I want to salute and celebrate our OSBA president again for such an awesome coordination that she had, and just the great positive results that came out of that. It was a great time all the way through. And so really excited about that. And finally, January is Board Member Recognition Month, and I want to salute all of my colleagues. It's not just a month of celebration, but day in, day out, year after year, you show up, your ideas matter, you're true to the service. And so I just want to personally thank and salute and celebrate each and every one of you. It's an honor to work with you and serve with you. Thank you.
Thank you. I was trying to find a phrase to capture tonight. I always try to do that to kind of contain my excitement. And from East Broadway to the presenters, to Ashley, to our student rep here, Miss Aaliyah Limpkins. The phrase I came up with was big leadership energy. They saw a problem. They didn't complain. They just took action. They showed up. Just like Mr. Vice President Parker said, I am always thinking like, okay, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna do that. And I even write notes and then I forget to look at my notes. People think I'm seasoned as a speaker, but I am still very nervous for many different reasons. And one I will share because I have a speech impediment. So you sat there and you said, I'm nervous, but I'm gonna do it. And when I saw you at the Imagination Station, my advice was to take up space and set it on fire. And student representative, I said state, I'm putting you in the state now. Student rep, Aaliyah, you did so. So thank you so much for coming out. Thank you to just the opportunity, the Smarts and Ashley, just always connecting that passion for uplifting our district, whether it's teachers, staff, educators, however you want to say it, to our students to take up space. And that's what I love about TPS in so many forms and fashions, from doing the Pledge of Allegiance in English and Spanish, to making sure our deaf community in our district have an interpretation of what's going on tonight. We're taking up space of unity and also family, because that's what I think about TPS. I'm proud to be a board member, but I'm proud to be part of the family. And so to piggyback off my good troublemaker, friend here, one thing that always frustrates me about vouchers is they can take my tax money, but they will never accept my son who has an IEP, who is autistic, just because he's not the fit of the mold of what some of these schools will want as a student. So please keep that in mind when we are talking about vouchers hurting our student. We mean all our students. We don't pick and choose what they bring to our table. We see them for who they are and we uplift them where they are. And we give them all a high quality education, not just those that can play basketball. And with that, we'll move on to the next section. For section 6, we have consent agenda. Agenda item 6.01 through 6.48 are the consent agenda items. Board members may request to pull an item from the consent and move to the discussion section of the agenda. Okay, we all good? Okay. So item 6.1 to 6.05, Human Resources Staff Development and Training Committee. Board member Taylor Gergen, board member Sheena Barnes. Item 6.06 through 6.12, Finance and Business Operation, board member Vasquez and board member Barwick. Item 6.13, Technology Improvement and Process Committee. There's no action this month. Board member Taylor Gergen, board member, Mr. Vice President Parker. I'm still getting used to this. Item 6.14 through 6.16, Board Curriculum Instruction and Academic Excellence. Board Tyler Gergen, board member Barwick. Item 6.17 through 6.41, Policy Committee. Board member Vasquez and board member Barnes. Item 6.142, Arts, Athletics, and Students Activities Committee. No action item this month. Board member Barwick and board member Parker. Item 6.43 through 6.45, Family and Community Engagement Committee. Board member Vasquez, board member Parker. Item 6.46 through 6.48, approval of the board minutes. I would like to request a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. And second by any discussion? If not, treasurer, please call the roll.
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Mrs. Gerken,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwick,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
and Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Thank you. Section 7 of the agenda consists of reports and minutes from this month's committee meetings and are here for information and references. No action is required, so we can proceed to Section 8 of the agenda. This is the discussion item, 8.01, January 24, 2023 instructional section. I would like to make a motion to approve the January 24, 2023 instructional section.
So moved.
Second. Treasurer, if not discussion, Treasurer, please call the roll.
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Abstain.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mr. Parker.
Abstain.
Thank you. So section 9, we have walk-ins. We have one. You want me to read it? Oh, of course you do. So the walk-in today under section 9 would be appointing Vice President Randall Parker to the OSBA Board of Trustees. Do I have to? May I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Abstain.
Mr. Vasquez,
Abstain.
Mr. Parker.
Yes.
It's getting a little dicey with those VA now.
I know you're like, who can do it? Section 10 is early childhood education. I would like to turn this over to Mr. Vice President Parker.
At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Amy Allen.
So I would like to motion to move a motion on for items 10.01 and 10.2.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Section 11 of the agenda consists of early childhood education reports and minutes from this month's committee's meetings and are approved for provided, for your information and reference. No action is required, so we can proceed to 12. And this is the ECE walk-ins. Do we have any? We have no ECE's walk-ins this evening, so we will go ahead and go down to section 13. I would like to request a motion to enter into executive session. This is for a conference with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action. Matter required to be kept confidential by federal law or regulations of state statutes.
So moved.
Second.
Treasurer, you can call the roll.
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
and Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Reconvene from executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Treasurer, call the roll.
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
and Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Thank you. Section 14 through 16 are comments. Dr. Durant?
Yes, just one again, congratulations to Ms. Barwig. I think, and also thanks to the team, because at one point in a second, it went from being in the cafeteria to being a glorious day in the Scott arena. But again, we were all happy to see that and to see the comment come from it. Really meant a lot. So again, congratulations to you on that. Again, honor and recognition to all board members. Again, Board Member Recognition Month. Like I said, this can't happen. The work in TPS cannot happen without you. And so every one of you are a key aspect of what we do in our success here in TPS. At the same time, like I said, you'll get a text shortly in regard to snow, so I'm pretty sure you already know that Mr. Vasquez put me in a tough spot. But again, yeah, I'll send a text out as well to cabinet members, and you'll see that shortly again. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Durant. Ryan? Board members, any comments? Oh,
I'll just follow Mr. Sexual. I'm good.
Snow day, thank you.
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you in advance, Dr. Durant.
Just before we leave, I would like to talk about a board retreat. We have mentioned it before in past. So we would like to get something on the books. So if you could provide board members, if you can provide your schedule either today or since we have a snow day, you have Dr. Durant, depending on him, if we have a snow day, you will have 24 hours to provide it to Ms. Ramsey if you don't have it tonight.
So what do you mean by, I'm sorry, to interrupt, the schedule, you have some dates in mind, or, I mean?
Well, I know we was waiting on availability. We would like to do it before spring break because of people's schedules, and we want to also keep the staff in mind when we are scheduling. So we don't want to get it too close to spring break. So anything before that would be ideal because of the sense of typically a time, because after that, people are going thinking about summer.
So before spring break, you want some like parameters of possible times? that
Yes,
start to narrow
we're
down.
looking for roughly just 2.5 hours.
So evening?
It could be an evening or that Saturday if possible, or evening, but then that means people will have to stay from the time they come in until then. So probably we'd rather look at a weekend, like 10 to 12.
I think staff can probably shift their hours.
To flex their hours.
Dr. Durant can probably be very, very flexible, right, with shifting their hours during the week as opposed to on the weekend.
Okay. Well, if they can flex their hours and it's not an inconvenience on the service that they provide, then I will be happy to do that or look into entertaining that. And that will be all. So I would like to have a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Oh, wait, you got to call roll.
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barway.
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez.
Yes.
And Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Okay, now thank you.